In a previous video, I talked a bit about card advantage and why it was important in Gwent. I want to talk a bit about another topic that is very closely related, and that is what I call the play advantage. The play advantage is when you have the option to make the very last play in a round. This is most commonly achieved by having card advantage, as having more cards than your opponent means that you're going to have more options and more chances to play in a round. But that being said, simply being in a position where you play last is the same as having the play advantage. So if both players are even in cards, the person going second technically has the play advantage. And the reason that playing last is powerful is that it means you can create scenarios that your opponent is just simply unable to respond to. These can result in large swings in strength and often win the game. If you are used to playing against Nilfgaard at all recently, then I'm sure you're familiar with cards like Kahir, but there are some other examples as well. So weather is perhaps the easiest example to showcase the power of having the play advantage. Weather effects are powerful, and if they're played when your opponent cannot respond to them, they often just result in a win for that round by themselves. So that's why Dagon is, widely considered the best monster leader, at least right now in the current meta. And that's because he can swing games with his leader ability, solo by himself. His leader ability is very flexible and can create powerful swings. So, similarly, having the play advantage means that you can counter powerful effects like weather as well. So, let's take a look at an example. Here, my opponent has played weather and put a large number of foglets into play. His strategy revolves around buffing the foglets, and at this point in the game he thinks he's safe because I've already used my Dagon ability. But because I have the play advantage, I actually get to use a Clear Skies as my last play of the round, and as a result I win the round and win the game. So having the play advantage is one of the reasons that having card advantage is so important. It's also why the Scoia'tael faction ability is so strong. It's often overlooked by new players, but it's not to be underestimated by any means. If your opponent loses the coin flip to start the game, you can basically force them to go first in all 3 rounds. And this means that all you have to do is stay even in card advantage to maintain the play advantage, meaning that you get the last action in each round. This is just a quick example of why having the play advantage is so important. I hope this helps, and if there are other things you want me to cover, other things that you want to see or hear me talk about, then just let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.